Alright, welcome back to the second level of the Reknor dungeon, and I guess we're going to pick up where we left off. So, right as I came down the stairs, came across this orc warrior. We should be able to take him, so I'm not going to phase door out. I'm just going to summon some dragons and switch places. Alright, so let's see what's up here. He's Earth size. Take him out. Up. Ghouls. I think they're the ones that can actually teleport behind you. Ghoulish leap. Leap toward your target. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and take this guy out. Awesome. Okay. So, normally when I come across these pillars, they usually summon something. Like, 3 smaller enemies, followed by something that's a lot harder to kill. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, but let's go ahead and explore around a little bit, so when we use our teleportation torque, we can have a safe place to transport to. So these luminous horrors are a pain in the ass. Did not mean to do that. So let's go ahead and summon some drakes, and then I'm gonna see if I can break line of sight here and turn on nature's balance. And I think this is the one I meant last time that reduces things that are on cooldown, so we'll wait for that. But the frantic summoning reduces this summon time for creatures. It allows you to bring out a lot more creatures, especially if they're dying rapidly, which is pretty handy. So we'll go ahead and turn that on, summon another set of drakes, and then wait a turn to let them engage up there. So let's go ahead and put the nightmare on that luminous horror, summon some more guys, and then wait a little bit. Okay, so that guy's coming down. A bunch of them are. So let's go ahead, silence them. Not sure that does a whole lot. Go ahead and use this umbraphage. It's pretty cool. You can release darkness. Seems to do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, 200 damage and a cone, which is pretty nice. The drakes also do some damage with Grand Arrival. They appear with 3 fire drake hatchlings, and I think when you summon them, I think they release like a fiery breath ring or whatever when you summon them. It's pretty handy. Alright, so I think we got them all. Good. Okay, these are size. Alright, something's definitely hitting it. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. If you can't see far enough, some units have a pretty far range, and having that extra line of sight, and I guess distance of visibility, comes in really handy. Okay, this looks pretty safe. So let's go back around. And also going anti-magic and picking up the fungal trees really helped out with providing resistance to magical attacks, as well as constant healing with the fungal tree as soon as you start regenerating. Wow, there's a lot of these guys. So let's go ahead and turn on frantic summoning, and then reduce the cooldowns with nature balance so we can summon some more drakes. I like to summon them because their hatchlings really provide a lot of mobs at one summon in one turn, and it really helps give you some room to move and get out of the way. So this guy, maybe he's the one that's summoning all these oozes. So let's take a look at him. Okay, so alright, so maybe that's something different. Gonna go to enrage the Hydra, use the darkness, put the nightmares on the spider, summon some more drakes to get in the way, and we'll just summon like crazy. Turtle's nice because it heals everything in a range. That's been pretty helpful. That also works, I think, on escorts and other characters in the game. Alright, nice, we got him. Alright, this looks pretty safe, so let's go ahead and mess with these guys and see what happens. Shadow materializes near you, suddenly it is no more a shadow. The Invoker, level 32. Looks like he is an afflicted curse class. So let's go ahead and phase door out. Add in some meat shield. Let's enrage the Drake. Let's go ahead and bring out a turtle for healing. And normally, like when you're in a corner like this, you can still summon and it'll just put it past your minions to the next available space, which is kind of cool. So you can just keep flooding minions out, which can be pretty handy. Alright, so we got that guy. So let's go ahead and rest a little bit, make sure all of our spells come back off cooldown. Okay. Let's check out this next pedestal. So this time we got an Invoker. Not really sure what class this is related to you. I'm pretty new to Tales. So again, let's phase door away. That did not work well, so let's go ahead and use our infusion. And the thing to be careful about with the infusion is that it only lasts for one turn, and any other actions will interrupt it. So you gotta be really careful that you don't, go a few steps away and then summon something if you meant to run further. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, so we got her. She's pretty easy to take out. Let's see what this last pedestal does. Okay, and another Invoker. Absorb Life, Anti-Magic. Okay, so let's phase door out. And then go ahead and summon some creatures again. Weird pedestal. Okay. Luar, the Bringer of Doom. He's a unique, has a lot of health. Master Summoner, so that's probably not good. So let's go ahead and inspect him and see what kind of stuff we're going to be running into. You can summon Warhound. Wow, he's got a bunch of abilities. You can spit slime, rush, heat beam. You can summon a flame spitter. So this sounds like it's going to be a battle of the Pokemon. So let's... Oh, he's also got healing light, a bunch of the same skills that we do. So I'm going to go ahead and turn movement and fusion on and try to get some distance between us. And then we're going to turn on frantic summoning and just see if we can overwhelm him. So he's down to 32% health, so that's pretty good. So let's keep summoning. Go ahead and use Nature's Balance, and that takes a bunch of our summons off of cooldown, which is super helpful, especially when they're being destroyed really quickly, like he's doing there. So we're going to turn Frantic Summoning back on, because we want to keep a solid line of minions between us and him. Nice. We took him out. Okay. Let's see what they dropped. Cool. Alright. So let's keep exploring. Okay. Use of nature's eyes. Let's go ahead and throw a flame spitter up here, see if he... Yeah, he's definitely not moving, so he's engaging something. Alright. So we still got stuff in this direction, because they keep moving forward. Okay. Let's go ahead and use earth eyes. Take a peek around. Alright, we're gonna phase door. We've got a rare mountain troll up here. Okay, so we need to be a little careful. Not like what I just did, which was moving and then taking damage. So we're gonna come hide over here. Let's go ahead and use Nature's Touch. And the nice thing about the antifungal spell tree is that it turns some of your heals into a regeneration type effect. And then once regeneration is active, you can use Sudden Growth, which will give you 600% of whatever your regeneration rate is right now. So I'm at plus 44 up here in the upper left. So that's just something I think that is pretty good to pick. Another thing that I've been experimenting with recently is I picked the ability to control the minions, which has been pretty handy because you can switch places. But when you do that, it's a good idea to put some type of control over the main character here. So like, for example, you can right click on your character and you can say give order. And so you don't really want the AI to do something stupid with your character, like run you off into a horde of guys or teleport somewhere or something like that. So you can actually set behavior, including like set leash distance. So you can leash your character to like a part of the ground, so they won't move too far from that area. So if you know it's in a safe place, it's a good idea to leash, and then explore with your creatures. And some benefits of that is you can do some scouting with the creature, and you can also open doors with your creatures. So I would recommend taking 1 point in that. So he's outside of our... Okay. So let's go and see if we can summon some drakes around that corner. Okay, looks like he died because an item just dropped. Awesome, okay. Yeah, so I just barely picked up the summoning ability, the summon control ability, so I'm not super sure, you know, how useful it is, but I think in certain cases it might be pretty handy. So like, I guess let's try it out here. So let's summon the Minotaur. Let's take control of him. We're gonna give an order to this character, set leash to 1 distance, and then set leash target, leash anchor to this point. Okay. And we're going to open it with the Minotaur, and then this kind of gives us that distance that we've been looking for away from the enemies. So we're going to go ahead and confuse. And then we can go ahead and switch back at this time. So he just did a lot of damage to the creature. So let's go ahead and bring out the turtle. If we can. Oh, no, he's dead. Okay, so we should be alright. Here. Let's throw a flame spitter around the corner. He came back, so we should be okay. Use some earth's eyes. Nice. Go and turn frantic summoning on. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce my cooldown so I can get some drakes out here. Okay, looks like we did good on that. Yeah, so I've played two other classes. I've played the Afflicted class and I guess the Bulwark class, the Shield and the Board and Shield class. So far the Summoner has been by far the easiest class, and I've had the most success with it. I've yet to die, and being able to keep this constant wave of minions out front has been really effective. So I would say that it's probably one of the easiest classes to play in the game. It seems less gear dependent, and as long as you don't get into certain situations where you get stunned or pinned and you can't escape, it's pretty useful. Let's turn on Frantic Summoning, as well as Nature's Balance. Okay, I think we got them all. Alright, good. I'm gonna rest a while. Got him. Oh, whoops, did not mean to do that. So, we just got a bunch of effects on us. Silenced, off balance, dazed, and brain locked. So that's not good. That did not help us. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Crown of Command, which removes an effect. I guess he knocked us back, so let's go ahead and use this opportunity to put some guys between us and then get a regeneration active. Let's enrage the Drake. Okay, we got him. Good. Let's go back up here, pick up these gloves, and then keep moving around the map to explore everything. Yeah, some of these guys are kind of annoying when you play other classes, especially when they can disarm you, which happens quite a bit. One thing that I've noticed with the Summoner class is that you really can just leave all of your sustains on all the time. So, for example, I have Elemental Harmony on, which gives me benefits depending on what kind of element I'm hit with. I think I'm going to max this out at some point. Right now I only have 1 point in it. Anti-magic shield is pretty handy. It absorbs non-physical, non-mind element damage attacks. Pretty cool. The Master Summoner is a must. It reduces the cooldown of all your summons by 7%. The Meditation, it does reduce your damage by 50%, but since I never do damage myself, I don't think that damage reduction applies to the minion, so I just leave it on, which is pretty useful because it increases your healing factor by 22% and of course reduces the equilibrium, which is the main stat for the Summoner. Wild Growth, Again, that's one of the fungal stats, and it gives you the ability to, any of your healing can become a regeneration effect, and it's, you know, it is increased by 1 turn, so it's pretty useful, and I think that makes this class pretty powerful, because you can just leave those sustains on and it doesn't really hurt you as far as I'm aware. Alright, so I think we explored everything, so let's go ahead and auto-explore. See what we missed. Okay. So I think we picked up quite a few artifacts this time. Physical save, spell save, mental save, blindness immunity. I don't know, they don't weigh very much, so we might as well hold on to it. I can think about it later. So this is kind of cool. It gives us +9 mind power. It gives us +7 cunning, +6 will, and it gives us the ability to lash out. So that's not as useful, but the stats are useful, and I think the mind power is useful. So let's go ahead and hold on to him. Blade of Distorted Time, 3 encumbrance, which is quite a bit, so I know I was watching some Let's Plays, and they said that there's like somebody that you can meet at some point that, you know, if you have artifacts you can trade them in or sell them or something like that, so I've been trying to hold on to low encumbrance artifacts for like, you know, 1 or less, so I guess I'm not going to hold on to him. Armor penetration's pretty handy. I know that carries over to your minions. Mind power is good. Life regen can be pretty handy. Resistances can be handy. I think I'm gonna pass on this guy. Strength and Constitution and Mind Power could be handy. Let's go ahead and save this. Oh wait, yeah, let me make sure it's not. Yeah, okay. Save that guy just in case. Arcane Forces, Arcane Forces. Arcane. Maximum life, mental save, Constitution. Juggernaut, concentrate on battle, ignoring some of the damage you take from physical damage. I don't know, it only weighs 1, so let's hold on to it. Seems kind of cool. Wow, this gives us a lot of Arcane Forces, of course. So... attack unseen targets without any penalties. This seems pretty cool. It gives us a bunch of Constitution, a bunch of will, and armor, as well as changes the resistance cap. So let's hold on to him. So I've been trying to stick to light armor. I guess the problem I was having with like heavier armor is that since I have pretty low strength, my amount I can carry before I'm encumbered is pretty small. So I'm actually wearing 2 items that give me plus encumbrance, just so I can carry more gear. And I think that's one of the things I like about this game, one of the things I find challenging, is that you have to really pick and choose what items you want to use. And in certain situations, some items are more useful than others, especially if you need lightning resistance or temporal resistance, or you open up a vault and it has a bunch of acid spitting dragons. So I think I'm a little bit new to the game, so I kind of tend to hoard items in case I think they might be useful at some point. I think playing it more would probably help thin out what's worth keeping and what's not worth keeping. But for now, I just kind of hang on to stuff that I think would be pretty cool. So Arcane Forces, we can't use that. So what am I currently wearing? This gives me plus con, plus will, which is pretty nice. The armor's nice. The spell save is great. Stun freeze immunity is also really good because that carries over to your creatures. Healing modification I found is pretty useful as well. It really improves your regeneration. So that plus the antifungal generic trees just makes you regen so much health. As long as you're not getting one shot, it can really help your survivability. So I'm gonna just pass, I think, on these guys. Dragon Shield weighs 7, so I'm gonna pass on him. And okay. Awesome, so I think we're past the 20-minute mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and pick it up in the next one.